Hey there, I'm Sarita, and you're about to experience the modern approach to well being where you get to establish the best and most important relationship you will ever have, the one with yourself. I'm on a mission to help you declutter energy and reclaim your power so you can be a magnet to what you desire. If you're looking for the optimal blend of mindset and healing, you're in the right place. My goal in this podcast is to share tools, resources, and practices that will help you along your healing journey. I'm so excited to be here with you today, so welcome to Back to Here with Sarita. Let's get started. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Back to Here with Sarita. I'm super happy that you're here with me today, and I just wanted to give a warm welcome to those of you that are completely new to the podcast. And then also a very big thank you to those of you that are seasoned listeners. I know that there are so many different podcasts that you could be listening to. There are a lot of different books that you can read. There are a lot of different videos and TikToks and IGs and all the things that you can be putting your attention towards. And so I really appreciate you being with me every other week here on Back to Here with Sarita. Because of you, this is the reason why that I do this podcast. And because of you, this is the reason that I actually have listeners. So again, I just want to extend a warm welcome and a thank you to those of you that are here with me today. So I'm so super excited about this episode to share a little bit more about angel numbers with you. And before I get into that, I wanted to share with you a couple updates on my life. So one of the things that you may have noticed if you have been watching this particular podcast on YouTube is that sometimes I have different background settings. And the reason that is because I have actually embraced a much more work from anywhere lifestyle, and I get to do that because I'm doing a lot of house sitting and pet sitting gigs all around Southern California. My goal is to do a lot more of that with like travel in different countries and experience new places. And it's so amazing being able to live in someone else's home and take care of it while taking care of their pets. So I get to have this experience almost that I'm living by myself, and then also trying new places to eat and discovering new places to go hiking and take the pet to, and then also meeting some amazing people. So it's really fun. If you're catching this episode today, you'll see that my setup is a little bit different, and I'm super comfy up here on the second floor of this really nice home that I'm taking care of. And it's just very luxurious. It feels like a little day bed over here sitting next to the window. And it just feels really, really nice and comforting to me being in this particular space. So it's really fun to be recording podcast episodes in these type of environments. Another life update is that I, probably about 4 some weeks ago, I actually joined a business program. So a group coaching business program that will help me take my manifestation mindset, self-love, and healing message to a larger audience. So basically the purpose of this is so I can grow my reach. And then also one of the things that I'm super excited to be sharing with you that's in the works right now, as you know, that manifestation has been such a big part of my life for the last 3 years, but also that I want to actually teach a lot more about manifestation. If you've been here at the podcast, Back to Here with Sarita, for a while, you'll know that I've talked a lot about manifesting and the things that I've manifested into my life. And now, because it's become such an integral part of my life, I want to be able to share that with more people, and then also teach people how to utilize the intentional manifesting process so they can really call in and attract the things that they really desire into their lives. So with this group coaching program, one of the things that I'm working on currently, and I'm really excited to share more about that as it kind of unfolds, is the Bliss Method. And that'll be my signature manifestation program that will help you basically drop old manifestation paradigms and embrace a new level of manifestation, which is manifesting with ease. So a lot more of that to come. And then the final life update is that we have like about 4 months left of the year. I cannot believe how quickly this summer has flown by. And sometimes I think back and like January seems like it was just a couple weeks ago. So The last 4 months of this year, I'm going to be focusing on, yes, the Bliss method, being in the group coaching program and creating a lot more content on Instagram and TikTok. And then also, I'm going to be doing some traveling. So I'll be traveling to the Dominican Republic in November, and then we'll be in the East Coast with my bestie and her family for the holidays for Christmas and New Year's. Okay, so let's jump into the episode. I'm really excited to share this part of manifestation with you is angel numbers. And so angel numbers are actually an indicator of synchronicity. So I'm going to actually be using, once we get into the actual numbers themselves, I will be utilizing my phone as notes because I don't have every single number memorized just yet. When I do see them, I kind of sort of remember, but I want to have a better communication with you, and so you can take notes as well. So I personally wrote down each one of the numbers from 1 to 0, and then we'll go through each one of them as if you see them like 111 or 222. So we will get into that so you can take notes, and I will have that in the show notes as well. If you would like me to create a cheat sheet, by all means, let me know. Take a screenshot of the episode and tag me and say, hey, Sarita, can you create a cheat sheet? Because I would really appreciate that. So if that's something that you would like, I'd be more than happy to create that for you. But at the moment, I will just be telling you the angel numbers, and then you can take notes, and maybe I'll make a cheat sheet for you in the future so you can have that to reference. Okay, so angel numbers have become really popular in the last few years. I've noticed a lot more Instagram pages talking about it. TikToks have said it. Like there are things that you can download. I feel like on Etsy where you can see like the different angel numbers. I've seen people like create memes about them. They've just become super, super popular. And I think it's because people are recognizing that these synchronicities can actually happen. So what exactly is a synchronicity? I want to talk about that first because an angel number is basically an indicator of synchronicity. So if you were to Google synchronicity right now, it would say something to the effect of a coincidental experience or event that sometimes cannot be explained. Well, I'm here to tell you that actually synchronicities actually can be explained, and I think it's very fascinating how you can explain them. So let's say you see the number 111. And what that really signifies is, so not the actual number 111, but when you see an angel number or when you see a synchronicity like that, if you see a bird land on a branch, if you just see something that's so sometimes just so like unexplainable, then this is the reason why this is happening. Basically, the synchronicity that is happening is the universe, your higher self, the higher level out there, God, universe, whatever you want to call it, is actually giving you breadcrumbs to the path that you are on. So basically, the universe, God, source, higher self is basically communicating to you that you are on the right path just for you. Okay, let's go a little bit deeper. So, synchronicities basically is your particular awareness. So, that particular awareness coming to light in that moment that you are manifesting and creating your reality, that you have awareness basically, that you are manifesting and creating the reality as you go, and that you in that moment are living in the optimal frequency and vibration of that future version of yourself. So you might have heard me talk about like timelines and things like that in other episodes. I'll totally go a lot deeper into that at another time. But basically, so there's a future version of yourself and the present version of yourself. You may even want to call it the higher self version of yourself. And then the human version of yourself, right? That's experiencing these things. So the higher self version, the future self version is basically coming into contact, conjunction with the present moment. And it's basically telling you and communicating to you. It's like your two timelines are almost connecting with each other, that you are at that moment, vibrationally speaking, like the best and most optimal person that you can be. So it's basically this future version or the higher self version. It's telling you to keep going at the same frequency that you were at. Like I said, it's like breadcrumbs. It's a notification. It's kind of like a nudge from the universe, a nudge from the higher self, nudge from higher power, just letting you know that you are operating at the frequency that you need to be operating at to be able to continue on this path. So if you don't know why, let's go back to the frequency for a second. If you don't know why your frequency is important, then I really want you to pause this episode and immediately download the 3 steps to manifest your paid for lifestyle that I have in the show notes, because I go a lot more deep into why your frequency and your vibration is important when it comes to manifestation. So going back to your higher self, that future self, the self that is most aware, right? Not this human form that we're in right now. Basically, it's your higher self that is the one that's in touch with like the cosmos and the universe, and not necessarily like the present, human version. And so, like I said, it's the breadcrumbs. It is basically a notification from your higher self, from the universe, that is allowing you to see that you're going at the pace that you should be going just for you. And so that's why angel numbers are really, really cool, because angel numbers are basically a synchronicity or a breadcrumb from that higher power communicating to you. So each and every single number has a specific meaning, and I will get into that now. So I started seeing angel numbers, I would say around 10 years ago or so. There are certain ones that I would see over and over again. And sometimes I would just see some people's birthdays that I knew. It was very odd. I had somebody that I knew that had like a 111 birthday. So I kept seeing like 111, right? In like birthday, like, so that'd be January 11th. So I thought it was really cool. So I decided to kind of look into it. And it wasn't until about 5+ years ago that I really started to learn a lot more around angel numbers and what their meanings were, and why they were important, and what they were actually communicating to me in that moment. So like I said, I don't personally have a reference guide for you, but if it is something that you would like, I'd be more than happy to create that for you. And if you're looking for a quick cheat sheet reference guide, I definitely would recommend going on Instagram. You could just put in angel numbers, and most likely any person that's into spirituality will have some kind of notification on there that there's certain numbers. Sometimes people will create like a little cheat sheet that's like an Instagram on their grid that'll show the exact angel numbers and a quick little reference guide to each and every single one of them. So I'm going to go through each and every single number. So we're going to start with 1 and we're going to end with 0. Again, I'm going to be utilizing my phone as kind of a reference point. So if you are catching this on YouTube, you will see that I'll be looking down, just kind of read something, because I want to make sure that you have like the full essence of the number, and not just me kind of rattling off by not so good memory of what that particular number is. So this way, at least you can pause the video or the episode, if audio episode, and write down what it is that I'm communicating to you around the numbers. And again, we'll go through each and every single one of them. Okay, let's get started. Okay, I'm going to do the numbers as if we are seeing them in like triple digits. So for example, 333. So three threes in a row. So let's start with the number 1. So 111, when you see the number 111, it's actually one of my favorites to see. 111, it means your intentions and manifestations are coming in quickly. Be aware of your persistent thoughts. Ensure that your beliefs and thoughts are aligned in order for you to bring in abundance and balance. I personally love seeing 111 because it's just so confirming. I think just with that, it just is a reconfirmation from the universe. Hey, like whatever it is that you're working on, whatever it is you're thinking of desiring to create, your manifestations are coming in. Like, good job, keep going. So the numbers 222, I do like as well. And I don't necessarily see 222 that often. Sometimes I'll see it on like an address or something. I did see it recently on a license plate, which was really cool. But 222 is a great reminder that it says, stop worrying. Everything is working out as it's supposed to be. Stay strong and keep the faith. Trust that you are on the right path. Okay, let's go on to 333. 333 is definitely not a number I see very often at all. I want to say that it's not very usual for me to see 333. I'm trying to remember the last time I saw it, and nothing's really coming to mind at the moment, but it is a really powerful communication. What 333 stands for is that your ascending masters are near you and hearing your prayers, assisting you with whatever you're currently working on or going through. So I love that one. Okay, let's do 444. I like 444. I've actually seen it on, I feel like I saw it on a license plate in El Salvador when I was there, and I took a picture of it and I was like, yes, I really love it. And the reason I am doing this episode today is because it is my 44th episode. And it's very special to me too, because I am 44. If you add 4 and 4 together, you got the number 8, which I really love. So that's like the infinity symbol. We'll get into the 8 and what that signifies. But I would think you would know that by now, because I've been saying that in the abundance chat episode since the beginning of this year, where I've been sharing with you how if you add up 2024, it does add up to 8, which is the year of abundance. So that's the reason why I've been doing abundance chats to begin with. So 444 is actually a really, really powerful number, and I love it. And what it signifies is pay attention. Continue on your current path. You are completely surrounded by your angels and your guides. Again, another number that's really just satisfying and comforting to see whenever you see it. I really love 444. Okay, let's get into 555. I have to say that when I see 555, sometimes, like my old self, I should say, when I first started learning about 555, my first inclination, my first thoughts were always like, like I'd be really like kind of terrified and be like, no, it was this a gut reaction of like, no, I don't want this. And I'll explain exactly why, because 555 means big changes ahead. Big changes ahead. These changes will bring into your life what will help you to fully align with your true divine self. Prepare for massive shifts happening. Okay, so like I said, when I used to see 555, I used to have like a quick, like little panic attack that I'd be like, oh my gosh, no, I don't want 555. I don't want to have big changes ahead. I don't want massive shifts. But I've taken some time over the last few years to really decondition myself from change being a negative thing, if that makes sense. So I had this thought in my head that it was like, oh, my shifts are happening, change is happening. Oh my gosh, something's going to come to a close, something's going to end, and I'm not going to be prepared for it. And I would always think it was something really significant, like, oh, a friend's going to stop talking to me, or that guy's going to stop texting me, or maybe something's going to bad happen. Like, no, that was my conditioning. I think that's our conditioning when it comes to change, is we think that it's going to be something negative. But in reality, change is the only thing that is very consistent in our lives, right? Change is what helps us progress and become a better person. And change can actually be a very positive thing where we can evolve and become a better version of ourselves. So change is definitely a beautiful thing. And so now when I see 555, I remember to embrace change as being a very positive thing, and that I'm constantly, as a human, changing no matter what. We change constantly. Even if we are the most consistent person out there and we aren't doing anything around our personal development or changing like our habits or anything, biologically we're changing every single day. I want to say that our cells regenerate and we lose skin, and we like kind of shed old, like literally shed like skin every 7 some years. So kind of like a snake, like we are changing constantly. So 555, if it's something that you already know, like around 555, it means big changes. That's a great rewire for you, so you're not as worried about when you see 555. Okay, let's get into the next one. I think there's a lot of stigma around this number 6. And I have not really necessarily looked too heavily into it for this podcast episode, but I am aware that the number 666 is associated with the devil. So I was hanging out with somebody, I would say around like 6 months ago, and they saw the number 666 on some kind of important document that they were wanting to sign. And they were like, oh my God, no, that's like the devil's number. I'm so scared. I don't want to like sign that. Like it's terrible. And I said, I was like, you know what? Did you ever think about the fact that 666 actually, because of religion, and I'm thinking more specifically on the Christian religion, maybe has created this stigma that 666 is a negative number, but it was like created by humans to make other people worried or scared about something. But in reality, 666 is, this is what it signifies, is just a reminder, a gentle nudge. Remember, all these numbers are gentle nudges, but just a gentle nudge reminder to beware of your thoughts, your worries, and your concerns. Your thoughts need a little bit more alignment, meaning like you might be deterring from maybe trusting the process, right? Very simple. And you're like worried and concerned, like, oh my gosh, am I going to get that thing? Is my application going to go through? Am I going to get that new apartment? Am I going to get that new job? Like, oh my gosh, these things that I really desire in my life, am I going to get it? It's just a gentle reminder from the universe to be aware of your thoughts and your worries and your concerns, because that's all that's needed, right? Your thoughts just need a little bit more alignment and focus on faith and reconnecting with your higher self. Doesn't that sound so much more beautiful than if you were to think about 666 as this like devil number, this scary number? 666 is just a great, gentle reminder from the universe that your thoughts really create your reality. And if your thoughts are askew, it's a great time to just realign your thoughts and keep faith and connect with your higher self, right? Okay, so 777. I actually really love 777. 7 is my life path number, and I just think it's a beautiful number. I've always liked the number 7. And so 7 is actually a very lucky number. I believe that is in gambling. I'm not a gambler by any means, but like I want to say 7 is actually a lucky number just in general when it comes to like gambling or I remember like there's like a horse racing movie that I saw that had to do with like 7. So it was like there's 7 is definitely a lucky number. So 777 means luck is on your side. You are on the ultimate path to spirituality, evolving you to become a better version of yourselves. So whatever you're doing at this moment, just keep doing what you're doing because luck is on your side. Again, great number 777. I'm trying to think if I see that very often. I'm super stoked. When I do see 777, I get super lit up and really excited. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so lucky, right? Luck. And even just by itself, I want to say, I forgot to mention that, even by itself, these numbers are very powerful, right? Or in duplicate, and even more powerful in triplets, and even more powerful the more the more numbers that are stacked up. So, the number 1 by itself is powerful. And again, if you see the number 11 and then 111, get my drift. So really, really amazing. Okay, so the number 8, as we know, as I mentioned, 2024, when we add the number up, it's 8. You got the infinity symbol. You've got the number 8. So remember, if you take the number 8, lay it on its side, you got the infinity symbol. So you can imagine that putting 3 8s together, at least 2 8s, 1 8, 3 8s, all powerful. But 3 8s all together, and seeing that means abundance and financial prosperity. Abundance and financial abundance, basically. So lots of money. And you are aligned, like it's basically saying like you are aligned at your fullest potential. So money, yes. When we think of abundance, I've talked about this before in quite a few different episodes. When we think of abundance, our mind normally goes to money, 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 right? And abundance isn't necessarily money. It has to do with a lot of different things than just money. Abundance of sunshine. I'm looking outside. I live in Southern California. There is a lot of sunshine here. Abundance of sunshine, abundance in fresh air, abundance in love, abundance in friendships, abundance in internal wealth, abundance in health, abundance. It can be really anything. So 888, yes, it can come down to financial abundance, but again, it's just prosperity in general, and prosperity can be translated into many different things. So abundance, abundance, abundance. All right, so 999 is a number I see every once in a while. And when I do, it's one of those numbers again to just kind of remember to like a nudge from the universe to just kind of realign your thoughts again. So 999 is basically a message communicating to you that there are certain parts of your life that are coming to a close. Like there's a cycle that's ending. And it's a reminder also to finish up, something maybe that you started, because that particular thing will help you unlock your next self, your next level. So 999 is kind of like 555 for me when I first learned about it. And then when I first started seeing it, it would be like, oh no, certain parts of my life are coming to a close. Like, I don't want that to happen. I don't want to end something. Like, everything's good in my life. What's going to be to a close? But it's not necessarily like something that you can see though. That's the really crazy thing. It's not necessarily something you can see. You could have a grand epiphany moments later that you're like, yeah, I don't want to like think about that anymore. Or I don't want to like operate like that version of me anymore. Or maybe like in that moment, you're like, yeah, I need to I really want to set a boundary with like this particular person, or maybe a boundary with myself with this, or start a new morning routine or evening. So it's like certain parts of your life are coming to a close. It could be something super simple, is just an identity shift, right? So it's that one thing, it's the nudge from the universe that one little thing that you can do will literally unlock the next version of yourself. Okay, next one, 000. I absolutely love seeing 000. And actually, I didn't really see it that much until I went to El Salvador. It was amazing how many times I saw it down there. And since I've been down there, like coming back, it just blew my mind away seeing 000 all the time. Like, I love seeing that number a lot. It's actually one of my favorite ones to see, because it's basically saying to you that everything is kind of reset, like clean slate, new beginnings, wholeness, and endless opportunities are here for you. You're literally the creator of your reality. So 000 is basically like a clean slate, like starting over. Everything's kind of like washed away, in other words. So it's really amazing to, think about that when you see 000. So all these particular numbers that I think that one of the things my friend pointed out to me, and even my sister pointed out to me when I was kind of talking about angel numbers a while ago, is probably a couple years ago, is just being aware of your thoughts and what's going on with you as that number pops up, right? So if you see the number and you're thinking like some super negative thought, right? It's good to see that number and, bring out your reference guide and see like, okay, what is the universe, trying to communicate to me? And then also, your thoughts do create your reality, definitely. And then also, like I said, your frequency and your vibration is really important. So yes, your thoughts and your emotions do have an impact on that, but then also your frequency and vibration are something that can be I wouldn't say mastered, but definitely improved. And again, make sure to go and download that guide, that 3-step process, because I go a lot more deep into why your frequency and why your vibration are really important. Okay, so we covered all the angel numbers. I really hope that you love that episode. I would love to know from you, what is your favorite angel number to see between the 111 to the 000? What are your favorite angel numbers to see? Make sure to take a screenshot of this episode. If you are seeing it on YouTube, take a screenshot of it. If you are listening to it on Spotify or Apple, make sure to take a screenshot of the episode and tag me at Sarita Wellness, either on Instagram or on Facebook, and let me know what your favorite angel numbers are to see, because I would love to know that from you. Like, what is it that you love and why do you love them? And as always, if this episode was supportive to you, make sure to share it with a friend, a bestie, somebody that's totally into spirituality as well and manifestation, because there is a lot more of that to come in this particular podcast. As you know, I have been talking a lot about manifestation over the last year. I think I have just had this complete fear of actually teaching more about it. I feel like sharing it in this particular podcast is a really great way to enlighten people and help them learn a lot more about why a manifestation, intentional manifesting, is really, really important. But now, because of the transition that I've made and really embraced manifestation, not only is within my lifestyle and the spirituality aspect of my lifestyle, but also that I want to bring it to the masses. I want more people to have these tools and resources that they actually have within themselves to create a magnificent, magnetic, magical life. And so again, you'll be seeing a lot more from me when it comes to manifesting, that bliss method that I am currently in the process of creating. So there's a lot more about that coming up. And then if you do want to get your daily doses of manifesting and manifestation, I hang out over at Instagram quite a bit. I am on Facebook a little bit, but a lot more on Instagram. TikTok, I definitely want to put more energy and effort into, but Instagram is where I mostly hang out at. I post a lot in my stories, and then also I'm there in my feed constantly sharing some really, really good nuggets around manifestation, subconscious mind, self-love, you name it. I love it. So a lot more to come. Again, share this episode with anybody that you feel like would love it. Again, thank you so much for being here with me today. I absolutely love these particular episodes and sharing all this juicy knowledge with you. And as always, keep being the amazing you that you are. Take care. Hey, love. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. If you adored what you heard, it would mean the world to me if you took a moment to leave a review on the platform you are listening to this episode on. By doing this, you are helping my mission to impact other women with their healing journeys. If you aren't already following me on social media, make sure to connect with me at Sarita Wellness to get your weekly dose of inspiration. I can't wait to be with you in the next episode, but in the meantime, keep being the amazing you that you are.